This week we're doing a quick recipe and we're gonna learn how to basically cook or stewed apples or pears. And this is the dish we've got here. Now it's a simple thing to do, but actually a lot of people are not really sure how to go about these things. So today we're gonna do a recipe from Pierre Hermé, that famous French pastry chef. It is called the poire au sirop, aka the pears in vanilla syrup. It's very simple, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes and you can cook all kinds of apples and pear. Beautiful. So to prepare our pear and apples is very simple from that recipe. A large bowl, and the first thing we want to do, you're going to take 2 lemons and you're going to squeeze the juice out. You can take a lemon rimmer or anything, and this juice of all the lemon is going to prevent from our apples and pears to get dark as soon as they're peeled. So plenty of lemon in there, and the equivalent of 2 lemons juiced in the bowl. As soon as you've got your lemon juice, what you're going to do, you're going to add roughly a glass of water in there. And that's going to be the bath in which our pears are going to soak. Once this is done, it's just a matter of peeling your pears and removing the hard bits as much as you want. And so I'm using a bird's beak knife here, and basically that's the kind of quarter you want. And I'm going to plunge this in my water and lemon. Very simple. So you repeat the same for every single pear. You can mix pears and apple, it's up to you. As soon as your pears and apples are ready, I'm just using pears for that demonstration, you're going to take a large pan and we're going to start by adding again water. In total we're going to be using half a liter, and because we're making a syrup, we're going to need a lot of sugar, about 200 grams. And that's what a syrup is. On top of that you can add, this is a special sugar we have in France, it's vanilla sugar, so it's sugar infused with these vanilla seeds, but you can use vanilla extract or one fresh vanilla pod, and you extract all the seeds and you pour this over. Okay, so I'm just going to wait because I've got this hard sugar here. I'm going to wait for it to dissolve and then add the pears in. Okay, so my sugar has dissolved, and now very gently I'm going to take my pears, plunge them in, and when they're all in, I'm just going to add my lemon juice. But I'm going to filter it first because there's a few seeds in there. Now take a sieve and you're done. So when we're here, basically, we're going to bring that syrup first to the boil. So medium to high heat, and we're going to gently bring this to a boil. Okay, the ebullition is there. Immediately, I'm going to put my heat back down to a very, very gentle simmer, and we're going to leave these pears to cook until they are really just cooked, which is 5 to 10 minutes. Now, to know if they are cooked, we're just going to plunge a knife in there to make sure, and as soon as they are cooked, we're going to stop the heat. So from here, that kind of gentle simmer, 5 or 10 minutes. Now the time is up, and what's important, I've waited about 8 minutes, and you're going to take a very thin knife and you just plunge the knife, and you see there's absolutely no resistance in the pears, meaning they're absolutely cooked. So as soon as that happens, you're going to take your pears very gently because they're still very fragile, and depending on how ripe they are as well, and look how good they look once they're out of the syrup. So I'm going to take a little bowl like this, and I'm going to place them gently in a clean bowl, and then we're going to filter that syrup over. Now to finish, you have to filter the syrup across. You have to use a very, very fine mesh types of sieve, but mine is a bit too dark. So what I'm doing, I'm using some paper towel here. That's a little trick to really, I want to have a clear syrup, it's very important. And there's a lot of bits of pears and things, so I'm going to try to catch everything. So just very quickly, make sure you take a strong towel like this, and you're going to pass everything. My syrup has now been filtered, and here is the result. As you can see, there's plenty of syrup, but of course, let me try it. I'll tell you after what we do. Wow. It's the perfect balance of acidity and sweetness. It's just the right amount, and also just the right amount of vanilla. I mean, this pastry chef, he always amazed me. It's really a good syrup. So what needs to happen now, from the recipe is saying, as soon as you've got your syrup, you need to let it cool down, room temperature. When it's cooled down enough, you put it in the fridge, and by tomorrow morning, when it's nice and cold, this is when this is going to be the best. And you want to have these pears really, really cold. I would not recommend eating them warm. It's better cold. And I've put in the background of course, some apples and different styles of fruits. You can really use all these types of apples and pears with this technique. It only takes 10 to 15 minutes and you can make a batch of fruits for your breakfast, for when you have a little envy on something fresh and healthy. Boom, you've got this pear. It also makes a very good dessert for kids, by the way, but just saying. But anyway, that completes our quick fix recipe on how to make our special poire au sirop from Pierre Hermé. So a bit of a quick recipe today, but sometimes, you know, we have to go through this basic stuff because people tend to forget. But as always, if you do the recipe and you like it or you don't like it, put me a like or unlike if you want. If you have any question, use the comment section. You can post your pictures of your stewed fruits on Instagram, hashtag French Cook Academy. You can follow me on Facebook and you can also become a patron on my Patreon page. Last but not least, the newsletter. Don't forget, there's a big announcement coming up. If you haven't signed up yet, the news will drop first on the newsletter. If you don't want to miss out, you can sign up by using the link in the video description. As for me, I'll see you all next time on my next video. Take care all. Bye bye.